Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In this video, we are going to learn about detail in a register transfer. So let's start. So in our previous lecture, we have seen what is a register is. Yes. So now we'll see the different ways to represent the registers. So there are mainly the four different ways to represent the register. So the first is we are simply drawing one block, a rectangle block, and then we are just writing the letters which represents the name of the register. So this is the simplest way to represent the register. Suppose we are choosing the alphabet A to represent the register. So for that we are drawing a register like we are just first drawing the block of register and we'll write A inside it. So this is how we can represent the register. The second way is sharing individuals. Means we know that suppose the register is a n bits, then it contains the n flip-flops. It means there are n sub-partitions in that one register. Suppose here is a 5-bit registers. So that 5-bit registers is represented like suppose the name of the register is A. Then we are representing each block like A0, A1, A2, A3 and A4. Make sure that the register is started with the index value 0 and suppose it is a 5-bit register, then the last value is n-1, it means 4. So this is how we are represent by sharing individuals. The third way is numbering of bits. We are just drawing one block and we are just writing the first and the last index value. So it represent, or by showing this we can say that this is a 16-bit register. Yes, because the first value is 0 and the last is n-1 means 16 minus 1 is equals to 15. So it is capable of storing the 16 bits in it. So this is another way, and the last way is divide into the two parts. So two parts means this is a 16-bit register. So the first index is 0 and the last is 15. Now we are dividing this register into the two parts, which is a lower part and the higher part. So here we can represent it like program counter and in bracket L and program counter in bracket H. So here L represent the lower order bits and the H represent the higher order bits. So suppose 0 to 7 is the lower order bits and 8 to 15 is the higher order bits. So suppose someone telling you this is a 16-bit register and PC of L. So you can easily tell that PC of L means 0 to 7 bits. So this is the lower bits of the register. So this is how we can represent the register in multiple ways. Now we all know what this notation means. This means that the data of R1 is transferred to register R2. So this is the operator which is used to represent the transfer, and this operator is called the replacement operator. So how replacement operator works, or what actually happened when we are using the replacement operator. So now let's assume that the value of R1 is equals to 001 and value of R2 is equals to 101. Now we are executing that replacement operator, and this instruction says the content of R1 is replaced into R2. So the content of R1 is same, but the content of R2 will be changed. So here after this execution, the value of R1 is same 001, but the value of R2 is changed. So the initial value is 110, which is removed, and the new value is replaced with 001. So this is how the replacement operator is worked. So I hope now you are clear with the replacement operator. Now next is implementation of register transfer. So now we all know the register is made up with the flip-flops. So these are the 3 flip-flops and it is represented in a sharing individuals. So it is a A0, it is a A1 and it is a A2, and this is a D flip-flop. So now we all know how D flip-flop works. It simply takes an input and the same input is given to the next register or next flip-flop. So here suppose I am giving the input like 0, 1, 1. So this is my input. So after execution, this 011 bits is transferred to the next register, which is here 0 is transferred. This flip-flops transfer the 1 bit here, and this flip-flop transfer this 1 bit here. So the data is transferred from one register to another register. So this is how the data is transferred in the register. Now this is the explanation that therefore 3 bits A and B register can be represented like A0, A1, A2, and B is represented like B0, B1, B2. That we already know. It is B0, B1, B2 and A0, A1, A2. If we apply a clock pulse to all 3 flip-flops of B register, the value of flip-flops of A register will be transferred into the corresponding flip-flop of B, that we have already seen. And using a RTL, this transfer can be represented as. So now we all know what is a register transfer language. It provides a symbolic notations. So here A0 transfer the data into B0. So it is represented like B in bracket 0, then replacement operator and A0. Okay, so here the data of A0 is 1 and this is transferred to B0. So here we'll get the 1. So same as A1 to B1 and A2 to B2. So this is how we can simply represent it in the form of RTL, or also we can write as A to B. So data of register A is transferred to register B. So the implementation of register transfer can be shown in generalized block diagram as below. So suppose there is one question in your exam and it is like draw the block diagram of given statement. So the statement is here, T means the control function. The value of control function is boolean value, which is 0 or 1, and here the statement is R1 replacement operator and R2. So now we'll represent each register. So we are using the first way to represent the register. So we are drawing one rectangular block and writing on the name of the register. So this is R1 and R2. This is a control circuit, which is a control function. We can represent it with the P or T also. Now we have given the clock pulse to it. So you all know what is a clock pulse. When the control function is activated, it means when the value of control function is equals to 1, at that time the load function will be activated, and at that time this statement is executed, and the statement means the data of R1 is transferred to R2. When it is transferred, control function's value is equals to 1. At that time the value of the clock pulse will be positive, and at that time the execution is started and all the data of R1 is transferred to R2. And after the transferring, the clock pulse become negative and the control function become 0. So this is how actually data is transferred, and this is how we can represent it in the block diagram. Here N means this R1 and R2 is a N bit registers. Suppose it is a 4-bit register, so we can write here as a 4. So this is how you can draw the block diagram of the given statement. So this is a explanation that it is important to note that the clock is not included as a variable in the register transfer statement. It is assumed that all transfer occurs during a clock age transition, either positive or the negative. If hardware permits, 2 micro-operations can be executed at the same time. For example, exchanges of the content of 2 registers, they perform R1 to R2 and R3 to R4. Transfer micro-operations simultaneously. They are separated by comma in a statement. So till now we only see that there is only a one statement. But what happens if we have a 2 or 3 statements simultaneously? So at that time we can write it using a comma. So we can separate this function as comma, and also we'll write like register R4 and R2. So each statement is separated by comma. Now how we can represent this simultaneous statement in a block diagram. So suppose this is a statement, the data of B is transferred to A and the data of A is transferred to B. So at that time we are using the two register A and B. There is two load function because the data is transferred from A to B. So for that there is one load, and B to A, for that there is a second load function. And it is connected with the control function P and the clock pulse Q. So when P equals to 1 and the clock pulse become positive, at that time first statement is executed. So at that time the data of B is transferred to A, and then the next statement is executed, and in that statement data of A is transferred into the register B. So this is how the simultaneous execution is happen. So this is all about the register transfer, how we can represent it in the block diagram. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video.